Get your money, don't care who judge. Stay out the way, surround yourself with nothing but love. Stay out the way, if you a gangster, killer or thug. Stay out the way, put your faith in the man above. Stay out the way, chill with your family, siblings and blood. Stay out the way, kick it with your girl, forget hit in the club. Stay out the way, mind on your money, ain't no switching it up. Stay out the way, stand out the way, what you thought that it was. Stay out the way. If you stuck down on your luck, not feeling righteous, did a petty crime, just looking for some excitement. Now your name on affidavits and court indictments, get paid for a lot, but your freedom is priceless. You did the crime, you do the time, don't let it surprise you. Real stories from the heart, just to open your eyes up.
Yo, what's good, y'all? What's the word? What's going on? How everybody doing out there? Y'all already know what it is. We are back again, and it's time for the Tuesday banger. It's time for the Tuesday banger, y'all. That's a lock. It's time for the Tuesday banger, and I got one. I keep a banger at all times. But like I always say before I start these videos off, I have no problem delivering this content to everybody that's out there working hard, working a 9 to 5. Everybody that's out there with their own business, getting to that bag the legit way. I make sure y'all got something to watch in the morning times, man. I promise y'all there's no problem on my end. I also have no problem making sure I'm warning y'all and telling y'all about how dangerous prison is. The only thing I ask is for one thing from y'all, man. And that's for y'all to just stay out the way. That's the only thing I ask, man. And I ain't gonna keep talking y'all to death about this, man, because you should know right from wrong by now, man. You've been watching me over a year. But you want to be out here in your own crib, going in your own refrigerator, or you want to go in there and get fed a tray through a tray slot. It's up to you, man. Whatever one you want to choose, go ahead and choose your life. Me, I chose the wrong life and I learned my lesson. Now I've been living an outstanding, being a regular citizen for almost the last 10 years, man. I love being a regular citizen. You should try it if you out there breaking the law, man. But all I'm saying is, if you don't stay out of the way and change your ways, you going to the can. Period, man. But y'all already know what it is, man. This is the Tuesday banger game. So what I need y'all to do with this one, like, share, subscribe, y'all. Let's get it. Let's go. What? It's time for business. Time for business, y'all. And the story I got for y'all today is called They Thought It Was a Game. Part 1. Crazy story, crazy situation, man. When we are in prison, people. Y'all already know the count, man. A lot of crazy things happen, man. And I'm gonna let y'all know now, man. Y'all got people in there that just think they can just play Russian roulette with their life. You think they can just do whatever they think they can just do whatever they want, and there ain't gonna be no repercussions, man. Like sometimes people prey on the weak. Sometimes people just really think you're not gonna do nothing to them, man, for something that they really done wrong, man. Either way, it never turns out good, man. From all the situations that I witnessed, man, especially like seeing guys just acting like they can just borrow stuff or do whatever they want with people's property, it never ends out good, man. You gotta be somebody that's honorable, man. You don't live a life trying to be honorable, man, like trying to borrow stuff and spend and buy stuff that you don't have the money for, man. It's never gonna turn out good for you, y'all. Nowhere, none of these stories is not gonna turn out good. So with that being said, though, we are on Sussex 2 for this one, y'all. We are on Sussex 2. And I can remember being in 2C, man. In the beginning, slightly, man. I'm slightly getting the ropes to being in the penitentiary, man. I've been in there a little second, not a little long second on Sussex, but like, I felt like I done made it through the gauntlet. They finally done put us in a block where we able to come out and get rep now and we moving around. And I'm feeling like a veteran, man, because I made it through that gauntlet, man. Like being one of the first people that be on Sussex 2, man, one of the first Virginia inmates, man, I felt like I made it through a major gauntlet for my age, man. So like the whole time, the only thing I'm thinking about now is just how I'm gonna keep being a maniac, because that's all I was doing around this time, man. It's the time, y'all, I'm still running around. I'm being young. My hustle game is not really up to par. Just get in trouble and gamble. That's it. That's all I wanted to do, man. I promise y'all, I'm running around being a real psycho in them, y'all. Like, I wasn't pushing stuff at a lot of people, but at the end of the day, man, I demanded respect for being somebody my age. Like, I'm gonna fight you. We can do whatever. I don't care what it is. We definitely gonna wreck it. That's how I carried it, man. But at the same time, though, man, like, you know, like, I wish I would have caught the hustle bug earlier, man, like in my bed. It took me a year or two to figure out, like, yo, look, bro, you got better get some money. You know how to get money. You need to start getting money in here. It just took a minute for it to click. And it took a minute for it to click is because I was trying to just focus on doing my bid. I was trying to focus on surviving, man, but I had to add that into the repertoire, man. So I'm just around that joint, man, just trying to survive, y'all, basically, man. So I used to mess with this dude named Tim from Norfolk, man. Tim was a cool dude from Norfolk, man. He was a couple years older than me at the most, but he was someone that was at Southampton prison before he came to Sussex 2. So now he's at Sussex 2. But he was one of the friends that I had, man, kind of like was one of the most dieselest friends that I had. And like, he wasn't like like super huge diesel paws like that. Like, nah, he was one of them dudes that when you take his shirt off, paws, like, bro, had like an action figure game. That's my word. So like, he used to work out. I used to work out when we was in the pod. We used to chill. We used to gamble together. We used to do a lot. You know what I mean? So I'll say about after a while though, me and bro ended up moving in the cell together. So I moved in his cell. Bro was in cell 37. So I moved in his room, and me and bro just became cool though. Like, he was a cool dude. He stayed out the way. He had his own TV. I didn't even have a TV at the time. So we used to watch TV. We used to chill. We used to gamble. We used to work out in the pod. That's all me and bro used to do. We running around like if there's ever be some problems, we definitely gonna roll together. And that's just what it is, man. So like in 2C, it had a lot of different guys, man. They had the Richmond dudes in there. It wasn't really a lot of red team members at this particular moment because this is like 03 right here. So it wasn't a lot of red team members, but they was coming. They was in there slightly, you know what I mean? But it wasn't a lot of them at this particular moment, man. But for the most part, Sussex 2 is a dangerous place. It's a very dangerous place, y'all, around this time to talk about because it became a spot where they just started bringing people from all different type of camps to Sussex 2. So you never knew who was landing on this joint, man. You never knew, man. So I remember a time when I was introduced to a game called Georgia Skin. Now, being introduced to this game called Georgia Skin, before this right here, I was a crap shooter, CeeLo shooter, spade gambler. Like every now and then, like Tunk, I'll get in the Tunk games. The Tunk games would be real too. So I would play those different games, you know what I mean? But I saw this old dude coming out blocking. He ended up cranking up a skin game a few months ago. So now he's been playing skin in our pod. Everybody's playing it, John. So I ended up walking up to see how I look, and I kind of like the game. Everybody know what I'm talking about, how you play Georgia Skin. It's a very easy game. It's a very quick money game, and that's the type of games that I like to play. So I watched him play it for a while until one day a dude that I knew, he put me in the game. And this was another dude from the town. He came in, he was from the town, and he used to gamble crazy. He seen me, he was like, yo, bro, look. He threw me 3 packs. He was like, yo, get in the game. So 3 packs get you a decent amount of chips. So when he got me in the game, I go down there and I play. Basically, the game is you just betting on your card that you have in front of you. Everybody at the table will have a card in front of them. I think it only could be 5, 6 players at the most. But everybody will have a card in front of them. And you basically just betting the person, whoever you want to bet, that their card come up before your card while they're plucking the cards off the deck. So that's just all it is. So your card die. You go back in there and find you a clean card, get you another card, you get back in. The dude that's still alive that beat you, he's still betting on his card. So that's all how the game is. It's a very fast, quick money game. So once I was introduced to it, I was hooked. I was hooked on the joint. The first time I went down there, I won the 3 packs back and 4 boxes of black. So that's what got me hooked. I was happy about that because y'all know I love the black and mild game. The second time I went back down there, I won again. So everybody was like, man, Weezy got that beginner look. Yeah, he got that beginner look, man. He got the beginner look. Like, man, I'm just playing. Like, I'm, you know, like any card I was choosing, I was beating everybody. I remember one time I played, my card ran the deck, which means when your card runs the deck, not really the deck, but I beat everybody out. I think I had a jack or something like that, man. The joke beat everybody out. So, like, I have sat down there and won a decent amount of bread now, and I got introduced to this game. So, at this particular moment, the Lala wasn't as plentiful as it was down the line on my Sussex stories and my bid. Like, it wasn't as like how it was what I be telling y'all about. It was a little scarce at this time. Like, Lala, I'm learning the penitentiary. Like, Lala was popping up on the weekend, of course, and sometimes through the weekday if somebody got a roller. But the camp was just opening slightly. So, like, the Lala was very rarely coming in. You'll be able to buy it when it comes in, but when it do come in, dudes that have the J's rolled up. Dudes wouldn't have it like it was out. You can just buy it, open it up, and see how it look. No, it'll already be rolled up. So half of the time, you wouldn't even know what you messing with, y'all. So boom. So I can remember one time I was at the game, and I went down that joint, man, and I snapped again, man. And like, I snapped so much, I had majority of the chips. The old head that was running the game, he was like, hey, Weezy, you playing after count? So as he's saying that, I'm counting the chips. I'm like, after count? I'm like, what you mean after count? He's like, I'm gonna crank it back up after count. Just keep your chips. I'm like, I count that joint like 98. I was like, yo, I'm gone, OG. He was like, you gone? I'm like, yeah. He was like, there go the game. So everybody was mad that I quit. But it won't like, I played the whole time. Like, it was 6 o'clock lockdown. So I'm looking like, you know what I mean? It's time to go. So Tim like, man, hurry up. He the one told me to quit. Tim used to always be the one to be like, yo, Weezy, look, when we both be gambling, we make sure we alert each other about what's going on. Tim never came down to the skin game. He let me handle that. You know what I mean? Tim used to be at the talk table. But once he seen all the chips I had, he made sure he called me to the side and said, hey, bro, let me holler at you. I moved. I was like, what's up? He was like, hey, bro, it's time to dip. I'm like, I'm about to dip. So as he's saying that, it's about lockdown time anyway. I play another hand. I lose a little bit. I start counting them chips. That's when I told old head I was dipping. You know what I mean? So everybody was mad, but still though I won. It's time to go, man. Like I gotta get my profit, man. So like come to my sale. I got you. So I'm looking at the bag he got, right? I'm wondering why old head telling me to come to his cell, but he's sleeping cell 11. So I walk down to his cell. I get to his cell, he walking in the He was like, hey, look, hey, Weezy, for me, man, look, let me keep some of this stuff. He was like, look, let me give you some of these J's. I was like, you got some J's? He was like, yeah, I'm gonna give you $50 in J's. I said, $50 in J's? I said, man, I don't want 5 J's to kill $50. He said, nah. He said, count them for $5. I got you. I'm gonna give you 10 of them. I was like, 10 J's. I'm like, man. But it's the la-la. Even though it's the mystery la-la. I said, you got a bet, OG. So boom. OG paid me the stuff right then and there. Then he gave me the 10 J's. I shoot back upstairs to me and bro said, I get to the cell. I say, yo, bro, crack. He said, I know. He said, what they give you? Because that bag looked little. I said, man, I got this. I dropped that plastic on the table. He was like, what's that? He opened the plastic up. He seen all them J's. He was like, oh, they give you all these J's? I'm like, yes, sir. I said, wait till they count. We about to get lit. We about to get lit. He was like, man, open them jumps up. I was like, these jumps look decent. Like, you know, some people are double roll them, make them look healthy and chunky. But these jumps was feeling decent. Pause. Like, that's how they was feeling. So I'm like, yeah, that's what's up. So as soon as they counted, I broke them down. I'm looking, I'm like, man, it's a nice little pile. So we re-rolled them. We re-rolled them and made them looking like how they be out here in the pod. So we re-rolled them and ended up getting an extra 5. And we was able to mess with one right then and there. My word. So when count clear, we lit. We come out. Everybody good. We super lit. Everybody chilling. So we in the pod. We hear, it was like, yo, the police in the hallway. So everybody looking at the door. We look. The slide opened up. We see the slide open up. We see the sergeant coming in. He walked in. And then as he walked in, he looked behind him. You seen a kind of dude, kind of like a slim, a regular sized body dude. But he come walking in and he had his cart. He was like, he brought his cart in the pod. He looked around. And then I knew dude, like I was in the hole with him before, but like he been in the hole a minute. You know what I mean? Like I seen dude before. I think I seen him when we was in 4 building. You know what I mean? Going through the lockdown when we were, the DC inmate still was here. He had looked super familiar, but I'm looking at him. He looking around. So I see Tim. Tim like, oh, what's up? He called bro. And he's like, what's up, Greg? We gonna call him Greg. He's like, what's up, Greg? Greg, what's good? Greg, what you got going on? He ran down the steps. He was like, he went and met him. He was like, what's up, Greg? He got him up. So I'm watching the whole jump. Then another dude pulled up, was like, oh yeah, he from Norfolk. I was like, oh yeah. He was older though. I didn't recognize him. I didn't know what was going on. Maybe he was from Tim Hood. That's what I was thinking. So like Tim over there hollering. So him and Tim was kicking it for a minute. So they was like, look, we put dude in cell 3. So he went in the cell right there. As soon as he come in, he was in cell 3. So he moved in there with this white dude. So he go in the joint. So he had the door getting his stuff right. So Tim at the joint just talking to him. You know what I mean? So I ain't come around there the whole time. So when he see me, he was like, yo, Weezy, pull up. So I come to the door. I was like, what's up? He was like, hey, look, man, this my OG Greg right here, man. He was at Southampton, bro. I said, man, you look familiar, man. I was like, where you from? He told me he was from. I was like, oh, okay. Well, I was like, I thought you was up here with us. He was like, nah, I just was in the hole. I come from Southampton and they moved me here. I was across the street. My level wasn't that high. So they moved me back over here. So he was like, nah, I'm back over here. So he running it down. So man, that's what's up, man. You know what I mean? He was like, hey, what's up in here? What's going on in here? I'm like, man, it's all right, though. He was like, what's up with the la-la at? When he said it, I'm like, oh, I got the la-la. What's good? He was like, oh, you got the la-la? I was like, I got a little la-la. What you trying to get? He was like, look, me holler at you. Come in here. So he was like, y'all come in, close the door. So this battle Sussex was sweet. So we went in bro cell, closed the door, boom, door closed. We threw the cut up. So he was like, look, he went in his stuff. He was like, I had this the whole time. He was like, look. I was like, what's that? I looked at it. He was like, it's some powder. I was like, some powder. I'm looking at it. I'm like, it's kind of beige, but you can tell. I'm like, he got a nice little bag. I'm like, it's some powder. He was like, yeah, it's some outer pay. So I'm like, man, like, what you gonna do with that? I was like, I don't mess with that John, bro. He was like, nah, I don't mess with it either. He was like, I'm trying to trade it, see what's going on. So I'm like, man, look, I'm saying, like, for real though, bro, like, what you trying to trade? He was like, man, I'll bless you, man, for like 3-4 of them J's, man. I've been in the hole. I'm trying to mess with the la-la bag. So I'm like, man, like, he gonna bless me with some outer pay. So I'm like, yo, bro, how long that junk been sitting? He was like, man, it been sitting a minute. He was like, that junk ain't gonna fall though. He was like, I ain't gonna fall like a diesel or nothing like that. I was like, bro, listen, I gotta find out that junk all right first though, bro. He was like, who in here mess with it? So I started thinking, you know what I mean? I started thinking, I'm like, man, first thing came to my mind was our next door neighbors. We in cell 37, cell 38. It was this dude named, we gonna call him Quincy, you know what I mean? He slept next door, you know what I mean? So he was the type of dude, kind of like old head dude, probably like in his early 50s. He didn't look old though, but like funny, didn't want no problems. Like, he wasn't trying to mess with no young maniacs in there, but like, he mess around with the mess around though. He mess with the food. He mess with the hottest chicken. So like, I know he mess with the powder. That's a no-brainer. So I already seen him chasing. He was chasing off the top. As soon as they gave us rent on the compound, he was chasing, trying to find out who got something. So I already know for a fact, Q know what's going on, y'all. So boom. So I said, look, let me holler at bro and see if I can put it together. And then if that joint, what it is though, bro, I was like, well, look though, man, here. I was like, give him a little joint though. I already had like a little joint. I was like, look, here, mess with that, do count. I was like, but look, we gonna do business. If that joint official, he was like, I got you, because I don't even really want this joint. I was like, that's what's up. You know what I mean? Y'all already know, like, this round of time, like, I'm not in no motion with nothing, but like, all my hustler things was coming to me, like, slowly but surely, like, and I'm just thinking, like, yo, I can make more money. These ain't up with some J's that I won out the game, you know what I mean? So I'm like, man, I'm about to try to flip game. Y'all already know the count. So he give me a little joint. He was like, here, let dude see what's good, you know what I mean? Get back with me out the count. So after I get on the J, he got me. He was like, yo, good looking for you. I was like, you good. You know what I mean? So I dip. So I go back up to my cell. I try to walk all calm. You know, I'm walking all calm for real. Q already been worse about the J's anyway. I already had to clap him a couple times because he was talking crazy. But this time around it's a little different conversation. So I come up the steps nice and calm. You know what I mean? Me and Tim go in the cell. I keep straight. I go to his cell. I knock on the door. You like, yo, I'm like, yo, what's up, Q? Come here, Q. He like, come here. I'm like, I stick my head around the door, pause. I was like, he's sitting on the bed looking at the game. He like, what's up? I'm like, hey, look, me holler at you. He like, what's going on? He was like, man, look, what is it, private? I was like, yeah, I don't want to talk around your roommate. His roommate was an all right dude, but I ain't know him. I ain't really want to, you know, put the business out there like that. I'm like, yo, look, I had to holler at you. He like, oh, what? I was like, man, look, I'm holler at you, man. Look, I need to holler at you, man. He was like, hey, let me holler at him right quick. So his roommate got up off the top bunk, slid. You know what I mean? So I'm standing in his door like this. I'm like, yo, look, I need you to try something. He was like, try what? I was like, got some powder? He was like, you got some powder? I'm like, yeah. He was like, all right, let me try it then. I said, look, that's what you usually be messing with, or you mess with the food more than that? I said, I'm just asking because I need to know if it's good or not. He said, so I don't got to pay for this? I said, no, it's just a tester. He was like, where you get this from, Weezy? I said, man, look, man, that's not important. Like, you trying to find out too many things, man. He was like, all right, I'm gonna see. He opened it up. He took the tape off the joint. He was like, I said, man, I ain't gonna do nothing to you. He said, how you know? Where you get it from then? I was like, man, look, this, he was like, he started putting his fingers in his gums. He was like, it's some good sauce right here, Weezy. Where you get this from? I'm like, man, don't worry about it, man. I said, man, go ahead and see what it's about. He was like, since you didn't give me that but a little bit. He hit that jam. He was like, yeah, give me some more. I was like, man, I ain't got no more, man. He was like, when you gonna have some more? I said, when you gonna have some money? I said, Q, look, I don't got time for this. Chill out, man. I said, look, you know, I don't even be hustling or nothing, bro. Like, look, just chill out, man. I just needed you to let me know how that was. You know, I'm moving around like a young dude. Like, you know, he knows something going on. So he's definitely knowing something is brewing, something is about to happen with this stuff right here because he know I got it. I'm not really the type that be having the package at this particular time. I was still in rookie stages, y'all. So boom. So I moved on. You know what I mean? I seen the dude. He looked at me before we locked down. I was like, so he was like, so I'm like, let me get my cup. So I went and got my cup. I came back down the steps. You know what I mean? I went and got the J's. I went to his cell. I'm like, yo. I was like, yo, dude, said that jump a rocket, bro. I was like, look, what's what you gonna do for me? He was like, how much you want her? Cause like, once you start doing, I'm just gonna let you sell it for real. You trying to sell it? I'm like, I ain't never sold for nobody. You know what I mean? Like, I'm young, but I ain't sold for nobody since the street. I used to sell the treat for a dude on the street at first. You know what I mean? Like I ain't never sold for nobody. So I'm like, saying he was like, yeah, look, cause I just got up here. Like, I'm trying to stay out the way. We can just keep trading it for the la. So I'm like, man, all right, man. You know what I mean? Let me see what's going on. He was like, look, take this. He gave me another joint. He was like, look, take this. He was like, look, get me out the count. I said, no, I got the joints for you right now. He said, oh, you do? I said, yeah. I had him the J's. He was like, Dr. Mo, he was like, good luck for you. I was like, yeah, you good. I was like, man, good luck on you too, though, bro. I was like, I'm about to try to bag this stuff up, man. get me some commissary. He was like, look, man, get some commissary, let me know what's going on. If the dude's trying to spend some money, let me know, bro. I'm telling you, we can, half and half. I said, bro, that's a lot. Let me do mine first, you know what I mean? I'm gonna get back with you. He said, all right. I went up the steps happy. I was like this. I go in the cell. You know what I mean? My roommate like, yo, what bro say about the joint? I said, yo, he said that joint a rocket. I said, I done went and, you know what I mean? He was like, yeah, I seen you go back to the cell. He was like, yo, that's what's up though, man. He was like, you think some more dudes mess with the outer pay? I said, we about to find out. You know what I mean? I said, we about to find out. I said, either way, we about to get scrapped in the cell and we about to find out. You know what I mean? As we saying that, they count. As they finish counting, you know what I mean? They taking forever to let us out. We like, yo, what they doing? You know what I mean? We in the cell like, yo, I got the pack. I'm super dirty game at this time. Like, yo, open these doors up, man. I'm ready to get out this cell. I'm ready to start slanging and banging. Y'all know the count. This is one of my first times too. I'm trying to get to this bag, y'all. So I'm just waiting patiently. We at the door. We like, yo, we supposed to bang came out. Everybody at the door. We're like, man, what's going on, man? What the hell going on? Jones like, so I'm right there at 37. I can see the front door. I'm like this. I see the sergeant come in. See the CO come in. Sergeant go to the booth. He like, he got a paper in his hand. He was like, he started opening doors up. He opened that door up. He opened 22 up. He opened this door up. Then he opened the door up beside us. You see 38 open up. I hear it. Door open. I'm like, I'm looking through the crack of the jank. I'm like, I'm waiting to see Quincy come out, but it ain't Quincy. His roommate. His roommate come out. Roommate go down the steps. Go holler at the sergeant. You know what I mean? So his roommate come back up the steps. When his roommate come back up the steps, I'm at the door when he passed. I'm like, yo, what's up? What they got going on? He was like, oh, I'm about to move. He was like, for real? I was like, for real? Where you about to move to? He was like, one building. I was like, why you about to move to one building? He said, because I'm about to start working in the kitchen. I'm like, for real? I was like, so this is my first time seeing somebody get moved from a pod to one building, because at first one building was like headquarters for like people with jobs. So they moved bro over there. So him and dude, it was a dude to cell 22 and the dude, another dude in the top tier. So they moved 3 people. You know what I mean? So I'm like, damn. So I'm like, yo, so look, we locked down. He was like, nah, y'all coming out. Y'all coming out. They just had to do this. I asked him the same question. So Quincy ended up sliding out. So Quincy come out his cell. So he see me in the door talking to his roommate. His roommate going there to get his stuff right. You know what I mean? So Quincy come to the joint. He like, hey, look, how much you want for some of that stuff you got? I said, how much you got? He was like, look, I got some money. I'm like, man, look. I said, what you got in the sale right now? I said, I'm trying to get some food. I'm trying to get some Black and Miles, Newports. Like, what you got in the sale? He was like, I mean, I got one of those things you named. I was like, what's that? He was like, the food. I ain't got no Black and Miles or Newports. I said, all right, look. I said, this is what I'm gonna do though. I said, I'm gonna give you a bump, bro. I said, I'm gonna give you a bump. Give me $10. He was like, what, the same thing you gave me? I said, yeah, that's a bump. I'm gonna give you a bump. Like, I didn't even know about an egg or how to bag this stuff up. Like, I didn't know nothing at this particular moment. I'm gambling in the blind, y'all. So boom. But nevertheless, I'm still negotiating. I'm still negotiating through this door. And I'm like, yo, look, bro, look. He was like, all right, look, I'm gonna try. Look, I said, look. He said, I want 2 on. I said, you got $20 in food? He was like, yeah. I said, what kind of food you got? I said, because I don't want no BS. I don't want a whole bunch of BS. I'm being petty with this, y'all. I'm like, I don't want to, but he's like, nah, look, I got good food. Look, he went and got a bag. He showed me. I was like, look, bro, all right, well, give me a dub. So he like, slide me in the joint. I said, nah, same time, man. He started laughing. I'm like, nah, I trust you. I slid him the 2 bumps. He went in the cell. You know what I mean? His roommate continued to pack up. Next thing you know, stand by for Empire Rep. Stand by for Empire Rep. All the doors open. All the doors open up. Come out. You know what I mean? I look. I seen Quincy. Quincy came around the corner like this. Quincy was like, he stood on the chair. He was like, he looked at me. He was like, I was like, yeah, thumbs up, goddamn it. Yeah, I was like, yeah. I walked out kind of confident. Young nigga got the banger. I got a banger in my pocket. You hear me? Young nigga. I'm like, yeah, I go down the steps like, I get the bro saying, I see old head. I see dude from the town, pretty great. I'm like, he like, what's up? I'm like, what's good? I'm like, yo, that shit. Nigga said, that shit gas back. He was like, yeah, I got plenty more too. I was like, yeah, that's what's up. I said, we just gonna fuck him up. It was crazy that kind of like my first ever hustling experience. Like, you know, I got the Lala. I gave y'all that. Like, you know what I mean? But like the first ever hustling experience was with the outer pay game. It was wild. So like, I'm feeling good. It feels good when you got the power in your pocket. Dudes calling you. So dudes wasn't calling me yet. You know what I mean? But Quincy knew. You know what I mean? So word get out a little bit more. Next thing you know, a couple of other dudes called. They hollered at me. See, test it out. Yeah, you can test it. Yeah, here you go. Everybody that tested came back like, I'm like, yeah, I already know it's a lockjaw. That's what I started writing on the paper. Lockjaw. No, I'm joking. I should have though, because that junk was lockjaw. Everybody that do it be like, they can't even talk no more. They're like, oh yeah, I bet you. Yeah, you want to put it in your gums, it's gonna lock it up. That's what you want to do. Do you? So I'm feeling great. You know what I mean? Hollering at the old head from the town that brought the joint, kicking him with my celly Tim, gave Tim a couple joints, Tim making him a couple dollars. Tim done took a couple of them joints to the poker game, won a couple dollars. We in there chilling as young niggas, y'all. So boom. Life is great at this particular moment, besides being locked up. For this particular moment, we are getting money. So next thing you know, we locked down. While we locked down, you look up, you see the COs coming in. We already locked down, so nobody hit the police noise. He walked in the joint while the slider was open. He coming in with 2 new inmates. We look, it's a new inmate. He walked to bro cell. One going to this cell. I see dude coming up the steps, so I know he going to Quincy's cell. Quincy was in the cell for a day dolo. Dude moving the room. You know what I mean? I look, it's a white dude. See a white dude, he don't look familiar, you know what I mean? He don't look familiar and shit. We locked down. So they counted, you know what I mean? By the time we came out, I had to count. As soon as the doors open, I step out. I don't even step out. Doors open up, I look, Quincy at the door, all you see is a long ass arm like this. He like, I'm like, yo, he like, he had a sideways smile. He was like, hey, look, my roommate trying to spend some money. He said, give me the Western Union information right now. He trying to spend some money. So I'm like, all right, that's what's up, that's what's up, that's what's up. What he trying to spend? He was like, he trying to spend $150. I was like, $150. I was like, all right, I'm gonna get back with you. That's a lot though. I said, I'm gonna get the information for you. So goddamn, I shoot out. I go down the steps, I holler at the old head from the town that brought this shit, the nigga Greg. I said, yo, nigga say the white boy got $150, bro. I said, look, this is what I got left. I said, how much of this do I give him? Why do I give him all of this shit for $150? He was like, fuck no. He said, give him majority of it though. You always keep you so when you make your last sale like this. He said, these motherfuckers in here don't know. There ain't no goddamn scales in here, nephew. I said, yeah, you right though. I said, but look, though, I ain't want to run the nigga off. He said, man, fuck these niggas. He said, son, the majority of that shit, you keep you some in the cut. I'm like, all right, this for $150. He was like, yeah. I'm like, that's bet, you know what I mean? So I made sure everything was straight. I walked back out in the pod. I see bro, he walked over with the white dude. He pull up. He was like, hey man, look, this is Mike right here, man. I was like, oh, what's up, Mike? He was like, hey, how you doing, man? I was like, what's good? What you trying to do though? He was like, man, that shit you got is bomb, man. I was like, yeah, that shit everybody was saying. He was like, yeah, that shit is bomb, dude. He was like, yeah, but look though, he told you I'm trying to spend 150. I said, yeah, let's walk back here. So we walked back like by cell 12 by the window. I said, yo, look, this is what I got for $150. He was like, I put it on the windowsill and kind of moved away. And him and Quincy at the same time, they looked like some maniacs. They was like, he was looking at it, he was like, Quincy was like, that look about right. He was like, so I get this for $150? I was like, yeah. I said, when you get on the phone? He said, tonight. He said, but look, my word is bond, man. Like, you know, take care of you, man. That's what's up, man. I said, when I'm gonna get to Western Union tonight? He said, yeah, I'm gonna get him to take care of it tonight. All right, so I get it to him. I mean, I look, him and Quincy, they go back in the cell, they disappear. They throw the cut up game. They was in that junk getting litty. Word, they stay in that junk, got litty the whole time. So nighttime come, he come back out. Lit. He's super lit. White dude Mike, he lit now. He come out. You know what I mean? He go out straight on the phone. I give him the paper. I been giving him the paper. I see him looking at the paper, talking on the phone. So he taking care of business. He chilled for about 30 minutes, got back up on the phone, came back, told me like, look, these the joints. Tell your peoples is there. I'm like, whoa, that was fast. That was fast. So I had to get on the phone, call my homeboy, and tell him, please go get this money. You know what I mean? But he was like, I can't get it today. What he could do, he called Western Union, and Western Union says it's there for him. It's available for him. So he don't have to get it right then and there. He was like, bro, I'm going to get it tomorrow. Can't do it today. I was like, all right, I'm just letting you know. So everything was straight. White dude Mike came through for a $150 game, y'all. So boom. So now I'm feeling great because I had a $150 ammo in the cut. This rustling stuff is just coming to me slowly but surely like this. I feel like I'm Neo in the Matrix joint. Like every now and then I see a pack of Lala fly past me. I'm like, I see the food go this way. I'm like, I duck the food. I'm like, how these chicken go this way? I'm like, I grab that. I might use that. I don't mess with it though. I'm like, feel like I was Dorothy in the Wonderland of Lala. In the Wonderland of getting the pack, man. I was just trying to get my thoughts right though. But it was all coming to me, man. It was coming to me and I was just trying to grind. I don't got that much left anyway. So they do that jump within hours. That jump was over with. That jump was over with. Quincy pulled back up on me. Hey, Weezy, I'm like, what's up? He was like, yo, look, man. Trying to holler at you. I'm like, what's up? He was like, man, that shit is so fucking good, Weezy. Man, Weezy, who the fuck you get that from? He was like, I know who the fuck you got it from. I said, you better not say nothing to him either. I turned into a psycho. And I said, you better not say nothing to him either. The fuck? I'm gonna fight over somebody cutting my nuts at this particular moment. I said, you better not see. He said, oh, I ain't gonna, I just know. I know that dude is. I said, man, listen, you heard what the fuck I said. If I see you on mic talking to him, man, it's problems, man. And I meant that shit, man. Don't fucking try to cut my nuts because you being fucking nosy. I say, man, so what you want? What's up? Because I already know what the next play is. I'm going to bro to get it, and I'm getting 50-50 of this shit. You got to grind, y'all. So this is what I'm thinking. So I'm like, what's up? What you want? He was like, man, trying to spend another $150. I'm like, another $150? He like, yeah. He was like, man, for real, for real. He was like, mama got 300 from him. You know what I mean? So I'm like, that's what's up. I was like, for real though, his money, good money though. I was like, man, but look, you know, you responsible for all this shit though. I said, this is a lot of shit. But at this particular moment, this is how you grind in penitentiary. It wasn't like cash and carry. Like when dudes get the green dot, nah, I want none of that around this time, y'all. This is early 2000 game. It won't none of that. You had to trust to get the paper, man. It was a 50-50 chance, 60-40 chance you gonna get the paper. So I'm trusting this dude through Quincy. But either way, you can't really trust nobody. But either way, I'm doing it. I'm doing it, man. So he told me, I was like, look, what is he trying to spend? He was like, man, get the 300. He was like, that way we ain't got to be worse. So he's like, how much left? I'm like, don't worry about that. You know what I mean? But at the end of the day, I'm about to go see. I'm about to go holler. So I went down bro sale. You know what I mean? I went to bro sale, knocked on the door. He was like, what's up? I'm like, yo, get your dope pop. He's like, all right. So I get his dope pop. He step out. I'm like, yo, look. Bro's over there, niggas talking about goddamn a nigga to spend $150 with me. I was like, I ain't got that much left. I'm doing commissary. I was like, but he trying to spend 3 cents. You trying to get that? You said I can get half, right? He was like, damn right, you give me a $150 play, damn right, you can get $150. I said, all right, well, he trying to spend 300. He was like, all right. He went to sell. He was like, yo, hold me down. So he went to sell. He got his door closed. He threw the cut up. I guess he went in there to get right. You know what I mean? Come back out. Gave bro the shit. You know what I mean? So goddamn, he gave it to me. He was like, yo, just make sure it's a lot. How long it's gonna take? I said, I'm not gonna find all that out now. You know what I mean? I said, my shit ain't take that long. So I take the shit back to bro. I see Quincy in the cell. I was like, yo, look, this the shit right here was goody. You know what I mean? He was like, all right, look. I said, when I'm gonna get it? Man, I'm gonna get it tonight. Same way, man. I'm like, all right, that's what's up. So I gave it to him. Them niggas went and got high as fuck again. You know what I mean? I don't know if they done it all, but they getting high as fuck again. But all I know is when the nighttime came, the nigga act like he took forever to get on the phone because I'm watching him. I'm waiting. I'm stalking the damn phone. He finally come down the steps. He come out his cell like this, high as a bitch. He come out his cell like this, y'all. He was like, he came down the steps like a state trooper. My word, he get to the phone, he was like, he lit it. He like, he get on the phone. He talk for a while. I see him pay. He do all that same shit he did last time. He get off the jack. He pull up on me. Hey, Weezy. I'm like, what's up? He was like, hey, man, I got bad news. I'm like, what? He was like, man, look, man, my family ain't gonna be able to have that until the 1st.
Get your money, don't care who judge. Stay out the way, surround yourself with nothing but love. Stay out the way, if you a gangster, killer or thug. Stay out the way, put your faith in the man above. Stay out the way, chill with your family, siblings and blood. Stay out the way, kick it with your girl, forget hit in the club. Stay out the way, mind on your money, ain't no switching it up. Stay out the way, stand out the way, what you thought that it was. Stay out the way, if you stuck down on your luck, not feeling righteous. Did a petty crime, just looking for some excitement. Now your name on affidavits and court indictments. Get paid for a lot, but your freedom is priceless. You did the crime, you do the time, don't let it surprise you. Real stories from the heart, just to open your eyes.